I'm Chris Lawrence in Dallas with your headlines from North Texas. Authorities continue searching for an SMU professor who's gone missing in Georgia. And Charles Husch's family and friends are holding out hope for his return.
We are looking forward to having him back as soon as possible.
He is the best person I've ever known.
It's been nearly a week since the family reported him missing, and now a new clue may help narrow the search. Search teams have a better idea where he was when last seen, and his daughter told Luke Clary the new discovery is huge.
The search for Dallas attorney and SMU law professor Charles Husch now on day 6 as crews work the rugged Appalachian Trail in North Georgia. His car was found at the Byron Herbert Reese trailhead days ago, and this weekend, his daughter Julia says there was a potential breakthrough.
Well, it's huge.
A hiker contacted authorities, saying they met Charles on Blood Mountain on November 11th, the day he disappeared.
Told us, actually, Dad did get all the way up there. We were sort of wondering if he did because he wasn't really wearing proper hiking shoes, we don't think.
What does this say about your dad that he strikes up a conversation with a stranger at the top of this mountain?
Luke, I realize you don't know my dad, but that is the most in-character thing about my dad that could have possibly happened.
A Harvard graduate who never gave up his Georgia twang, Charles Husch moved to Dallas in the mid-'80s, where he became a cornerstone in the local legal community. He was an Eagle Scout volunteer and a Sunday school teacher, and spent 30 years teaching at the SMU Dedman School of Law.
Nearly 100 searchers, K-9 teams, and drones are out there now, and this new sighting is helping narrow their focus.
Think about what trails he could have accidentally taken on the way down rather than continuing to go more of the way out.
As the days mount, Julia is leaning on her dad's lifelong optimism.
He chooses to see the world as the best version of it. And I think if anything's going to help him be found and it's those qualities of my dad.
In Dallas, I'm Luke Clary.
UT Arlington students may have helped detectives crack a cold case that's gone unsolved for 34 years. Police arrested a suspect in Cynthia Gonzalez's murder, and her daughter tells Scoop Jefferson it's the first step in closing a childhood wound.
I was very shocked. I thought this day would never come.
This is the day Jessica Roberts has waited for since she was 6 years old when her mother went missing.
She went to work. It's a little fuzzy after that on when we got the phone call about her missing.
On September 17th, 1991, her father reported her 25-year-old mother, Cynthia Gonzalez, missing. She worked as an adult entertainer, last seen after leaving home to meet a client. 5 years later, her body found in Johnson County, shot multiple times.
I'm waiting for this day for a very, very long time.
Jessica shared photos and memories.
She really was a really kind, wonderful person and just so full of life and funny and fun.
After decades as a cold case, Arlington PD handed over Cynthia's murder case to University of Texas Arlington criminal justice students, a new UTA partnership program. Weeks after sifting through evidence not shared in detail because of the ongoing investigation, a break in the case.
Arrest warrant for 63-year-old Jenny Perkins on one count of capital murder.
Perkins shared a romantic partnership with the victim, according to Arlington PD, who surprised UTA students with how their input helped develop the case, among them Preston Schroeder.
What did it feel like learning that?
It was extremely gratifying.
Most of these students weren't even alive when this case was being worked, and it's really cool to see the dedication to someone who they don't even know.
After 34 years of wondering and waiting, Jessica Roberts believes her mother's cold case and the police UTA partnership,
I think this is a phenomenal program,
can give other cold case families hope for justice. In Arlington, I'm Scoop Jefferson.
A business owner in Garland is making repairs after a car plowed into it with customers inside. Surveillance video shows people scattering from the counter on Sunday. And here's a look at the damage from outside Star Food Mart on North Jupiter Road. The owner tells us no one was seriously injured, but take a look at this. Just last month, he says the same thing happened to his brother-in-law's restaurant not far away.
This is the second time happening in 1 month. So what is the chance of being struck in the lightning? With millions, right? The chances of millions, but it happened twice in a month.
We've reached out to Garland Police and they plan to release more details about the crash in the days to come. Turns out the best bagels in the country aren't in New York City after all, but right here in North Texas. Starship Bagel won Best Bagel at the New York Bagel Fest. The owners say being a bit smaller sets their bagels apart, and they really focus on the fermentation and flavor. Starship has competed in the anonymous test for 3 years now, and it's the second time they won. A morning radio show known for hosting big names just welcomed a very different guest, one whose journey from Hawaii to North Texas started with a single on-air plea. Here's Sean Giggy.
New Country 96.3 with Hawkeye and Michelle here.
At one of Dallas's most popular radio stations, a lot of important figures have sat across the table from morning show hosts Hawkeye and Michelle. But perhaps no guest has been as highly anticipated as the one who visited the studio last week.
I am nervous, and I don't even know why I'm nervous.
Never in the show's history have Hawkeye and Michelle ever welcomed a cat. To understand why, you first need to understand where.
Hawaii has a major cat problem. No kidding. The island is overrun, and they just don't have enough people to adopt that many cats. Hawkeye learned about all this on a recent trip there. And when he found out about one cat in particular, he knew it didn't belong in Hawaii.
It was a black cat with a very particular patch of white.
It had a little shape of Texas on its fur. And I said, I bet I can get that cat adopted by somebody in North Texas.
Hawkeye appealed to his listeners.
There's got to be someone here in North Texas who'd like to adopt the cat.
And found a perfect match.
Why did you want the cat?
Kim Kawahahi slammed on her brakes the moment she heard Hawkeye's plea.
I said, this is meant to be. This is my cat.
Kim says her last name is Hawaiian. Plus, her son and the cat are both named Kai.
I mean, come on.
And that Texas tuft on his chest sealed the deal.
I mean, how could you resist?
She met the cat, who she plans to rename Kona, for the first time in studio.
Oh.
Kim is retiring in a few weeks and says now was the time to open her heart and her home. As fate would have it, she found the perfect addition. And perhaps Hawaii has found a solution to its cat problem.
Do they just need to advertise on the radio and you'll be there to pick them up?
Well, I think one's going to be my limit.
In Hawaii, thousands of cats are on their own, but at least one knows that home is where his heart is.
This is a lot different than the island.
In Dallas, I'm Sean Giggy.
Yeah, we can't match those beaches, but I think they'll like it just fine. And those are your headlines from North Texas.